I'm good to go.
Okay. Have people started coming in?
Yes.
Okay, great. So, namaskar, everybody. I am Dr. Swati Popat-Watts, and this is such an exciting day today for all of us at Scholastic and the Early Childhood Association and Association for Primary Education and Research. We are launching today the world's first ever book on coding for early years. Yes, it's the first book on coding in the whole world, which focuses on 4 to 6 years age group. It's a story come activity book, and it's available on Kindle. So you can go to Amazon and download the book from Kindle. We are so happy that Neeraj, who heads Scholastic India, is here with us today for this official launch of the Kindle version of the book. We will also be launching the physical version of the book very soon as we are able to do events with social distancing, maybe. So it's really a proud day today. Let me introduce you all to Neeraj, who heads Scholastic India. I was so happy when Scholastic and Neeraj agreed to publish this book, because it's a book that needs to reach far and wide, not only in India, but globally, because it's a book on coding for the first time for this age group. And this book is essential because it teaches children about literacy about technology. And number two, it trains their brain on how to learn. This is the foundation that this book gives to children in the age group of 4 to 6 years. So we are absolutely happy today that it's now seeing the light of day. Let me introduce you all to Neeraj. Neeraj from Scholastic. Scholastic is one of the world's best publishing houses when it comes to children's books. I think the schools pan-India always have their book club, and celebrated writers like Gulzar have written for Scholastic. So I am so happy and proud to now be an author with Scholastic, especially for a topic that's so close to my heart, which is coding. So Neeraj, would you like to please say a few words?
Thank you, Swati. Uh, First of all, as Swati rightly mentioned, it's a proud moment for us today to launch this book. Uh, she talked about the famous author like Gulzar Saab, and now Swati, you also stand in that same line with the likes of Gulzar Saab, right? And obviously you are one of those, right? When it comes to early childhood, we all know the contribution of Swati in early childhood, and how she's kind of taken this whole early childhood association together with her journey from which began with Pudar Jumbo Kids, and how she is one of those people who are most respected when it comes to early childhood space. And we are proud to have you as an author for us at Scholastic. And I'm sure this is the first book by Swati with Scholastic, but not the last one. And there will be many more to come.
Thank you so much.
Specifically on this book on coding, as Swati rightly mentioned, nobody has ever published in this age group on coding. And I still recollect when in August sometime last year, Swati shared this idea with me. And I was at first very skeptical. Swati, yes, we want to do things on early childhood. We want to do various stuff there. Coding, early childhood, isn't it too early? And those were the thoughts going on in my mind. But obviously, for all of you who know Swati, when it comes to early childhood, you can't just straight away go and challenge Swati on that, right? But I did that, and I asked her, isn't it too early, Swati? And then she explained to me about the book. And for me, anytime anything that I'm listening to, if it connects in my mind, then I see that okay, it's making a lot more sense. Obviously, with coming from Swati, it had to make sense. But when she explained this whole looping, what if, sequencing, and then I said, okay, we do all of this thing with young kids, but we don't call it coding. And I could go back to my own daughter's childhood and remember those early years when she used to start, she started doing these small jigsaw puzzles. And my brother had got a lot of 4-piece jigsaw puzzles for her, and she used to mix all the pieces, then kind of segregate them, and then put them as per the thing, the object, and then start to join it. And I could kind of relate to it much better when Swati was telling, because in my mind, all of those early years of my daughter was running in terms of what all we did with her, and how she was doing things when she was in that age group.
Absolutely.
And that's where the connect happened, and that's when we finalized, okay, yes, we are doing it. And obviously Swati asked me, will Scholastic publish it? I said, if it's a book this strong, which focuses on literacy, which is our mission, but it also focuses on coding, which nobody is thinking of in that age group, why not? It would be a privilege to be a part of this book. And today, when we are launching it in an ebook format, and this is only the second book that we've launched on Kindle before it goes into print, thanks to lockdown and COVID. But it's such a good journey from that period in August to till now. And we're so proud that we are with you, Swati, as launching this book. And definitely, guys, I can tell you, it's a wonderful book. I'm privy to the book because of being the publisher, but I can tell you it's a beautifully done book.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Neeraj. And once again, thank you for supporting coding, especially in the early years, because as we say, literacy and numeracy readiness starts in the early years, and so does coding. So now it's time for the surprise that the almost 950 people who have joined us on Zoom and the thousands who have joined us on our Facebook page are waiting for. And he is a celebrated actor. He is the most humble, down-to-earth, dashing actor that we know. And he is a household name because of many of his famous television serials. He is involved in so many activities, and I'm so proud to call him a friend. Actor Karanveer Bora. Can we have him on the screen, please? Wow. Hi, Karanveer.
Hi, Swati. How are you doing? Hi, Neeraj.
Are you sure you are under lockdown? Because you don't look it.
मेरे happiness का राज मेरे बच्चे हैं.
Said like a very good dad.
No, I have. If there's one thing, if people ask me what did you do during lockdown, I said I tried to be a good father. I tried to be a patient dad. That's what.
How lovely! How lovely! So for the audience, Karanveer is an excellent dad to twins, and he is so hands-on and involved. And this is actually, I don't know if Karanveer remembers, but this is the third book of mine that he is launching.
Of course I do. I'm part of everything that you do since almost 10 years.
Yes, yes. Our friendship goes back 10 years now. Wow. He launched the first book with TJ.
My niece was as old as my kids.
Yes, when she came for the first book launch. Yes, at Grunt. Absolutely. Right. Then Karanveer launched our book on Born Smart for Dads. Yeah. And now Karanveer is here to launch the world's first book on coding for early years. Can't say how much I thank you, Karanveer, for always supporting all these initiatives.
You could choose me, really. Thank you, Swati. Thank you.
So I now urge Karanveer to please unveil the cover page of the book.
It's my honor.
Thank you so much. Yes. And I would appeal to the audience, please clap when he unveils the same.
All right, and you guys can do so in 3, 2, okay, almost saw it, peeped a bit, okay, wait, I don't have the ribbon, so I'll have to kind of build it up for you guys. Yeah, I have to take my bit, right? Okay, and here we go. No, not so soon. Okay, that's it. All right, but I think it's great. Okay, before I unveil it, I just want to say that you have opened up a Pandora's box for my children.
Oh, lovely.
That's what. Seriously, it's amazing. Okay, so without much further ado, and here we.
Super. Let's all clap hands. This is the lockdown's first e-launch, and especially of a book on coding. Superb. Thank you so much, Karanveer. That's the book for you. It's called Yash and Yashika Learn About Coding, published by the world's best children's book publishing house, Scholastic, and written by yours truly. My name is Dr. Swati Popatwats.
Yeah, woohoo!
Paper are proud to be partners of this book. And now over to you, Karanveer, a few words about the book.
Okay, so I read the entire book, and first thing my children asked, Dad, what is it? What is it? So, because they got excited because there were these animated characters on screen. And before, I mean, I could just tell them that this is Yash, this is Yashika, and they grasp things really well. And I started telling them about the robot and about how how it moves and that question. And I said, you know what? It cannot be narrated to them in just like a story. I need to every 2 page. I need to read it out to them because this is one thing I've started with my children. I read out to them every day, some story or the other. So for the next 15 days or so, I will see to that these kids grasp everything what you and it's so the book is so simple. I said, forget giving it to the kids. Let me read it first and let me enjoy it.
How lovely. How lovely. Super. Thank you so much, Karanveer. This means a lot to me and to Scholastic.
Definitely.
And we are definitely also having you for the physical launch of the book.
No,
So
I
you'll
better
have
be there.
to
See,
do
this time I'll get my kids too. By then they'll
Yeah.
be ready with the book.
Yes, yes.
Yeah.
Yes. That's lovely. Okay, so it's time for us to call our moderator, and she is a celebrated educator. She is somebody who I am so proud to know. She's so passionate about early childhood education. And here we have Fatima Agarkar. Fatima, over to you.
Lovely to be here. Congratulations. I call you the Iron Lady for a reason. Neeraj, you're right. When it comes to early childhood education, it should actually be renamed Dr. Swati Popadwat. Neeraj, loving the mustache. I can't get over it. You've got comments on that, by the way. So has Swati ma'am.
Yeah, I know.
Karanveer, I am not talking to you. I told
Why?
you cannot look this good and you cannot look this happy and you cannot look this satisfied and share it openly. It's
Are
putting a
you
lot
saying
of
it because of
pressure.
the lockdown?
Yeah.
So I'm seeing you after so long, and I would like to tell you, you lose any more weight, you will be gone. You look like straight from kindergarten.
Yeah.
And this woman is aging backwards, huh, Swati?
She's like Benjamin Button.
Seriously.
Maybe we'll have another customer for our books,
I know, that's what I'm thinking. Huh? Early childhood parenting.
I'll be like that Kino, book lover who'll read every word and want to be questioned on it. Swati ma'am, we also have very excited guys. There's an IPL kind of format with the panel discussion, and Swati ma'am, trust me with it was a bit risky, but let's have some fun with some questions. And thank you so much, Neeraj, Karanveer, and Swati, for not sharing too much about the book. Because through the questions, we'd like the audience to fall in love, like Karanveer has, with the characters of the book.
So I'm going to take the opportunity, Fatima, to introduce Neha, because if you don't mind, because she is also a very, very, very dear friend. So friends, we have Neha Karev with us, and she heads a community called Unimo, which is Universe of Moms. And today is also the anniversary of Universe of Moms.
Yay.
They have hit a lovely, big, large figure of enrollments, and she has a new project in store. So can you tell us more about it, Neha? And Neha, thank you so much for being the community partner.
Hello, ma'am. It's always a pleasure to be a community partner or an associate. It comes to you, whenever you ping me just a hi and I'm like, I'm game for it. And this time it's more exciting because it's something which even I, enjoy a lot because one of my son loves coding. And in fact, when we discuss further, we definitely talk about his interest and how it developed and all. But let me start by thanking you first to, announce our anniversary on this platform. We are, of course, the world's largest community of mothers today with around 4.2 lakh mothers.
Wow.
And it's fantastic because, people like you, Fatima, even Karan, we have also met briefly sometimes. And Neeraj, Scholastic, I've done a lot of work with you guys as well. So I feel all you guys power it so well that, the community or the ecosystem of a community is living its true meaning. So I feel I'll be able to contribute a little bit more to this panel from a parenting perspective.
Yes.
And more from my community's perspective today. So thank you for having me here.
Super. Thank you so much, Neha. And on that note, I hope you all are all ready for the next set of questions that come your way. I've promised you the IPL format. So my first question is, who likes cricket?
There. I'm surprised,
Neha.
Fatima, your hand was last. I wonder why.
Neha, you got yourself into a bit of trouble by putting your hand down, and we're going to turn that around towards the end of this match.
Fatima,
So,
let me correct. I love cricketers. I don't love cricket.
Nice. See? What a
I'm
safe
sure
play.
you are the biggest
See the
example
chauka
of
mara.
loving a cricketer. You're the biggest example here.
I'm true to the game. I love cricket and the rest of it as well. Okay, so the panel discussion is going to be quite exciting. The topic, as always, the one thing that the Iron Lady does well, bring it together. The fact that there's Raj, Karanveer, and you, Neha, as panelists is because she's thought it through. There's always a science behind what Dr. Swati Popat does, and we're going to try and bring all that strength in this power-packed panel section. Important point. I think the obvious one, it's not so obvious when you actually analyze it, which is the importance of coding in early childhood education. Neeraj actually pointed up very well, because often you think coding, you know what, these are babies, yeah, leave them alone, let them enjoy life, let them smell the flowers and eat the mangoes, and what is this about science? Why are you structuring it? So it's very important when we talk about this topic. Quick, format overview for all the viewers, how we're going to proceed this afternoon. We're going to have a quick warm-up to make sure everyone's ready for the live match day. So the warm-up follows with the session, opening overs, bouncers, yorkers, all of that. You have to pick on these terminologies as well. And there's going to be a strategic timeout where we will take in questions. And guys, can you all stop saying, Karanveer, I'm your biggest fan, and Swati ma'am, I love you. No, guys, questions as well. We love you too, Karanveer. And there's going to be a post-match analysis with the awards. Of course, there have to be man of the match, the best catch, best one-liner. Let's have some fun, but let's get a strong message across, which is kind of the reason why this was authored. Dr. Swati Popat. So the warm-up, let's begin. Panelists, listen to my questions. These are one-word answers only. Remember, it's a warm-up. We'll save the best for the overs that follow. One-word answers, everyone. Neha, starting with you. Okay. One word that comes to mind when you say the word coding.
Mark Zuckerberg.
Now
Neeraj?
Swati Popat.
What do you, Swati, ma'am?
Brain development.
Karanveer?
My mom.
One word that you wish does not get associated with coding. Neha?
I would say one more extra class. I'm sorry, it's not a word, it's a term.
I'll allow it. I'm a generous moderator. Neeraj?
I would only say that not just associated with the computers. There's more to coding than that.
Swati ma'am? Boring.
Karanveer?
Confusion.
Well done. You're playing well so far. Rapid fire question number 3. Yes or no answer. Is coding that important to child education? Neha?
Yes, it is.
Neeraj?
Definitely.
Swati ma'am?
Yes, yes, yes.
Karanveer?
110%. Say yes.
Okay.
Say yes.
Oh, so sweet.
She's your child. She's not going to say yes till you give her a reason and a rationale. Okay, question number 4, the last one in the rapid fire. So quickly, yes or no answer. Is this the first book you've ever read on coding, Neha?
Yes.
Neeraj?
No.
Swati ma'am? Of course.
It's the first book for early years.
Oh, yeah.
Karanveer?
Same as Swati.
Oh, okay. Super. Okay, so you all have done well, warmed up, no pressure there. So let's move into our live match segment. kind of like what Dr. Swati Popatwats has done with the book, which is she's got these 9 schemas. So if you start reading the book, you will recognize the book is divided or rather structured around these 9 plots, as I may. And you'll have to read the book to understand what schemas are. It's actually by a philosopher. Swati ma'am, I'll get you to talk a little bit about it towards your end of the questions. But Neha, the opening ball will be faced by you because you put your hands down.
Poor Neha.
Can I take it back?
No. So the 9 schema, if I just take a minute to orient the audience, is about orientation, positioning, connections, trajectory, enclosure, transport, enveloping, rotation, and transformation. My God, suddenly everyone's like, are you serious? We're going to have a panel discussion on this. But guys, I think Karanveer actually let the cat out of the box. The book is so beautifully written that each of these become easy to understand. They're just other words for. And that's what this panel discussion is going to try and do. So Neha, our first 2 questions. Neha, you're a mother. You are now this founder of one of the largest mommy networks in the world. Quite frankly, with a launch that says coding, you know what the parents are going to say, right? Especially the mothers. Oh my Lord, this is something again we'll have to do now. Is this another thing we have to achieve? Now we have to be those super moms that do coding as well. How much will we do? Is this really baggage, Neha? Or is this something more? You mentioned that you've read the book. You've had the pleasure of going through the pages. Walk us through this. Is this pressure on the mothers? Or is there a bit more that the mothers are missing out?
Thank you for the question, Fatima. In fact, quite a relevant question. And I feel this is the most relevant question why I am a part of this panel. In fact, anytime, I've gone to these educational institutes, a lot of, coding people or, various extracurricular people, when they come to our community for their brand alignment, I would say amplifications, promotions, especially when we talk about early childhood years and younger kids to be exposed to, extracurriculars or one more thing like that. The first, impression what I have about it is very much what you rightly mentioned, that any extra pressure, anything which puts pressure on kids should be avoided. In fact, I come from that school of parenting. Swati ma'am knows my boys. I also have twin boys. So I associate with this book more because, and Karan, you also. So we have like twin parents here. And that's why Yash and Yashika becomes very close to me. And I would like to mention here that I come from that old school where, I personally feel if a child is not delighted with any class, if he's not wanting to, pursue that specific subject without any fear. And third thing, if the kid is not really, applying what he's learning in his day-to-day life, I think it's a bullshit education system. Whatever. I'm not just talking about extracurricular or, book or anything around coding. So I feel when when Swati ma'am messaged me and she asked me whether my boys are into coding, and I know that one of them loves coding. So I went to them and I told them that, I'm due to do a panel discussion on coding. And they said, Mama, what do you know about coding? And I said, come on, I'm an engineer. If you have just forgotten. But yeah, I've done C++. I've done a rote learning of my language. But today I feel that, the kind of, I would refer to the book back. Swati ma'am, I read it and I, on the group, my first comment was that I want to go back to my childhood because it was so simplified, Trust me, if it would have not through this book, today, Fatima, I would have said a no to it. But I saw, Swati ma'am, the interesting word story and activity merged together. Storywitty, it's a beautiful, beautiful term for, giving this beautiful term to us where the entire conversation in the book is led through stories and activities, which is making it so simple to understand and it's not burdening the kids. So I'm sure the pictorial representation will be a delight to kids. They will want to come back to implement because I've read Elon Musk and he has developed a game at the age of 10 years, 12 years. So we can understand, that what coding can do to kids. And when I asked my boys, they were like, we enjoy coding. The enjoyment is the key word. I don't know whether they'll pursue their careers in coding or not. And I think no parent should really bother about it. Today, there's some very beautiful solution for all of us. Thank you, Scholastic, for, launching a book like this, because I personally would have never bought in this concept that early childhood years में आप coding का burden भी बच्चों को दे दो. But you made it so simple. Thank you, Neeraj. In fact, a bigger thank you to Swati ma'am. You have, me, my fan percentage is going up and up. It's already above 100%. I don't know how many more percentage. But yes, Fatima, I would again come back to the question that yes, I don't think it's a burden anymore. I feel it's a very fun, interesting way to engage kids to technology in a meaningful way. So that's my bit.
Thank you so much, Neha. So you spoke about relevance, you spoke about accessibility, you spoke about this not being pressure for parents, this just being a way of life, because there's a lot of science to it. So there's an advantage to the introduction, and in a book form, that introduction is seamless. So thank you so much for that. Well done, Neha. I think you're going to like the format, and I'm beginning to enjoy your participation as well. Over to you, Karanveer. You have a large fan following, I can see, and I'm not going to take those questions, but I have a few questions of my own. You're going to actually answer connections and trajectory as the next part of this, as Swati ma'am spoken about. And I'm going to get the audience to actually read more through the book, downloadable by Kindle, to actually understand these schemas. Like Neha said, it's simple. You've got two questions. You've often spoken about the fact that you're very blessed to have a very powerful mother. Your sister has been really dynamic and a big influence on your life. You've married quite a powerhouse. And now you're a father to two beautiful children who you love spending every bit of your lockdown time with, which is incredible. So, Karanveer, I'm going to touch upon a very important point, which is, coding, at least in India, tends to get associated with skills meant for boys. We have this gender fixation in our stereotyping. We do it, whether we like it or not. अरे ये तो लड़के लोगों के ये लड़कियों के लिए नहीं है. Is this a boy thing, Karanveer? And my second question to you is, but first I'm going to wait for your answer. Then I'm going to give it.
Wait. So let me take the thing out from my little daughter out here. Yeah, right. I am ruled by women, okay, and I take pride in saying this. Okay. You're absolutely right, Fatima, when they say it's a boy thing. But that was, I think that pretty much stopped 10 years back. In probably 8-10 years back, it was a very, ye ladko ke liye aur ye ladkiyon ke liye. Now the lines are so blurred. I have a feeling in the coming years or the coming decades, women will be ruling the world. And I mean it. I'm not only talking about ruling the world as partners but ruling the world in terms of being presidents and prime ministers and at key and important and powerful positions. One, the most important fact is that they have empathy, they have emotions, they're compassionate. Like, I love the way Neha was speaking so passionately, really, and if you just break, you decode everything in life, okay, it is about compassion. It is about understanding the other person. Why does why the child close to the mother and not the father? It's because she has decoded the language of love between them, So after now coming back to this, the book, Swati, really, when you sent me the book, I was like, wow, this is for me. Forget the kids. Really, I mean it, because I read the entire thing and I was feeling, this is how I think a lot, and I keep innovating or trying to create something. I'm thinking in this lockdown, what do I do for my kids? So I'm teaching them singing, I'm teaching them various other activities like drawing and painting. I'm going to make, this is going to be a very crucial part of their upbringing, coding, because they're going to make themselves so intelligent in terms of just practical knowledge of thinking in life, how to address any kind of difficulty, any kind of situation. So coding is not to do with just physics or engineering or anything as such, or probably computer gaming. It's got to do with life. How to approach any situation, any solution. How to decode it. So gone are the days, Fatima, that boys, it's for boys. Really, I think लड़के तो अब useless हो रहे हैं. लड़कियों की जय है.
but Karanveer, have you noticed Swati ma'am's very particular about neutrality? The panel is very neutrally balanced here. You've got two men and women. I'm the moderator.
You're still a woman, Neeraj. You and me. I'm telling you, very soon there'll be just 5 girls out there.
So Karanveer, actually, that's hugely inspiring.
Showcase the difference.
Karanveer, it's hugely inspiring because when you say that, as a father of 2 young girls, I think the importance that this is not about gender. This is about exposure. Early childhood education is anyway batting for that. This is about everyone's opportunity to think. So Karanveer, I think you've made a very strong point. So because you're going to use this time constructively, can you give us a little sneak peek about what you will do this evening inspired by this book with your girls?
Karanveer, can you come closer to the screen because people want to hear you and see that dashing face?
Oh, yeah, don't see those deep eyes. So today it starts off. So this robot in this coding book is going to be the new best friend. Okay, and I think Swati ma'am, just to make it even more interactive, we should start the merchandise also. So they love, they talk to the robot, or probably it'll become more interactive for them. But I'm going to make them, understand every line from this book. They will understand everything. So starting with the page 1, on either side, we lie down. One is lying here, the other is lying here, and I'm reading after them. It's such a great feeling, and now it'll be even greater because I'm going to be teaching them something more relevant. It's just not a storybook.
Wow, superb.
Super. So Karanveer, I think Yash and Yashika will become their best friend.
Yeah.
Swati ma'am, I think.
Best friends.
Yeah. Thank you, Karanveer, for saying that you're going to actually try and implement what's in that book, because it's all about application.
Not try. I'm doing it.
Okay, I'm going to come back to you, Karanveer, and I'm going to put the spotlight now on Neeraj. Swati ma'am, we'll save the best for last. You take 3 questions as opposed to the rest of them taking 2. Thanks so much, me. That was brilliant, and we had a lot of appreciation for your comments, as have we for Neha as well. So thank you. Neeraj, you're on the spotlight. There's no DRS here. You cannot ask me questions. I'm the only one asking you questions. So Neeraj, I'm going to actually, I did a bit of research. There's an article written in Quartz India, a magazine way back in July 2019. I say way back because it feels like that. Quite interesting because the article actually focuses on coding as the new buzzword. It's almost become a fixation. हम कहते हैं ना, इंडिया में हमें कुछ भी नई चीज बहुत पसंद आती है और फिर हम obsessed हो जाते हैं. They wrote some statistics about how this is becoming technology driven and it's consuming parent. I was quite aghast when I read that, and I had psychologists saying things about that. It's a different take, Neeraj, and walk us through. How is this book different from that? Because honestly, this book is not about technology.
Yeah. So I think that's a very good question, Fatima, and I've always been a fan that while being a moderator, you research so much and come up with all these interesting things, and most of the time you put us in a spot of bother, but that's fine. So yes, and I agree with that article because what we've always done. There's a mistake that we always do. We use teaching and education as interchangeable. Similarly, we use coding and technology as interchangeable. Coding is way broader than just technology, and I think and when I said right at the beginning that when Swati approached me with this concept, and I just got thinking because I was also using it interchangeably at that point of time, right? But the moment you decode it, and you don't use it interchangeably, that's when you realize there's so much more to coding than just technology. There is, there's a technology part of it, and there would remain, right? But coding is in our everyday life. As Neha mentioned in her comment, and that was brilliant opening overs, the match was set in the opening overs. Anything in education, unless and until it is related to real life examples, and you can kind of, whatever is being taught to you in the classroom, if you can relate to what you see and what you observe and what you do, then it sticks on to your mind. Look at this book. You're talking about sequencing, looping, what if. I think the first thing that we grow up on is what if, because you're always taught, if you do this, this is what is going to happen to you. So what if scenario is always built in us. Sequencing is always built in us. आप ये करेंगे, फिर ये करेंगे, फिर ये करेंगे, फिर ये करेंगे. So it's always built in. And what better way to bring in those real life examples to teach coding? And that's why this book is wonderful. That's why coding at this young age should not be a problem, because it's not being dealt through technology. And it actually gives the true meaning of coding, which is way broader than technology.
So Neeraj, my second question was, actually it's becoming a mindset issue. Parents should make the effort to use this book, which is a book on coding, but it's also an activity book. Nothing that Dr. Swati Popat in the book has mentioned involves a screen. It involves a set of instructions. It involves activities. It's actually promoting family time in a structured manner, in a scientific manner, but actually it's meaningful. So what would your message be? Because as a publisher, you're facing this online availability, and parents at an early childhood age would like to say, this is too much. Let me just put him in some coding class. So walk us through the importance of this book vis-a-vis sending my kid to some online class to code, especially for early childhood education.
So my message would be very clear as a publisher as well as a parent. I could relate to what Karamvi was saying, because when my kids were growing up, the favorite pastime used to be read aloud to them, right? And that actually builds up a strong bond between the parent and the child, right? And to me, the message would be very clear that, rather than sending them to a coding class, why this book is important is because this will not only help them understand coding in the most simplified way and get them attached to it, but it is also helping you build a good quality time with your kids.
Yeah.
It is also promoting literacy, because you're sharing a story. It's also doing those hands-on activity with them. So look at it, how many check boxes it is ticking. And Scholastic being a company, now let me get into the publisher shoe. Scholastic being a company which always talks about reading, one of the biggest pillar on which reading, we all want our kids to become readers, and we blame technology, we blame systems, we blame everything. We'll bring in every reason why our child is not becoming a reader, but we don't put ourselves as a reason. One of the biggest pillars for developing a reading habit is reading aloud to them. This book gives you an opportunity to do all of that. So you are not just introducing coding to them, you're doing so many different things with them. None of the coding classes can do what this book can do for you as a parent. And that's why I love the note to the parent right at the beginning.
Yeah. Brilliant. Thank you so much, Neeraj, because it actually emphasized what Neha started off talking about, what Karanveer spoke about, which is actually reading to your child and using a lot of this book in many, many different ways. Swati ma'am, I think you were thinking that I had forgotten you.
Not at all. Not at all.
I can't forget you. Right? You're on a webinar with me tomorrow, launching Aper Mumbai.
What did Karanveer say?
I said, Swati ma'am was thinking, it's okay. The best is for last.
This might just be the last moderation that I do for Swati ma'am. But
not at all. This is the second book of mine you are moderating.
Okay, so Swati ma'am, I have important questions for you because now you're going to don this educator's hat and you're actually talking to a community of mothers, fathers listening to you, but also teachers. Quite frankly, Swati ma'am, it's not that everybody is excited about coding. Even as teachers, there's that little hesitancy. I don't know, forget it. You know, I've done this for 10 years now. What is this new thing I have to introduce? It's also a mindset. So I have 3 questions for you, Swati ma'am. One actually comes from a educator. She's a principal of a school in Bangalore that follows the Steiner approach. And she's very vocal as part of CODS India, talking about the fact that, you know what, this coding is anyway going to take away from fine and gross motor development. What is going to happen is these hands-on activities are going to be replaced by some sort of programming. Eventually, it's going to be technology. So, you know what, you're going to rob my early childhood children. You're going to rob children of their joy of being children. Swati ma'am, opening comments on this.
So first of all, I would like to start by saying that, you know, when I invited Karanveer, I first sent him the book, you know, on WhatsApp. First, one thing goes. And before I could even type, can you please be the chief guest to launch? He said, what a lovely book, you know. So I said, that means it is appealing to parents, you know, because knowing that Karanveer is a hands-on dad, and if that's the first comment that comes from him when I send him the book, it means it has hit the target that parents are convinced about the book. Now, coming back to why the importance of coding and is coding going to take away children's childhood, etc. Let me tell you that this book, A, is an analog-based book, which means it's not a screen-based book. Number 2, if you read the book, it actually educates children about technology and technology literacy. It tells children that robots are not magic. Robots are coded by us. That means we have a control on technology and technology should not be controlling us. That's the biggest message that I'm trying to bring into early childhood children and their teachers and parents. Because right now you have mothers who throw up their hands and say, "Kya karu, mobile se addicted hai." Teachers who think that if they don't bring technology in their lesson, it's not going to work. See, you have currently raising the hand. So this is a book which actually talks to these children and says, look, that mobile phone that you have in your hand was coded by us only. So we have the power to switch it off and we have the power to switch it on. So it's going to take away this concept that children have in their minds these days that it's magic. Technology is magic. It's not magic. It's going to make them understand that. Secondly, what are Steiner schools doing or what are Montessori schools doing? They are doing the same thing. They are teaching children the order of things. They're teaching children how to listen. They are teaching children how to divide their days into useful chunks. All this is coding. When you give instructions in a particular order, it's called an algorithm. When you are putting things in a particular order from big to small or small to big, it's sequencing. When you are trying to find what mistake you made in the jigsaw puzzle, it's called decoding. So it's not that I am doing anything different in this book which children are not already doing. But let's face the fact, today's children are facing more technology and they must understand that this technology required a coder. Today, Alexa is not a magic human being. Alexa was coded by a human being. So what I'm trying to do with the next generation is to help bring them up with the understanding that human beings have the brains because of which this technology has come into being. And we can use these brains positively rather than negatively. So if we bring up a generation of technology literate children, you won't have this problem of blue whale, which happens because when you bring up children to think that technology is magic, I must listen to everything that the technology says, then you have problems like blue whale, where children listen to the machine telling them what to do. So that was the core idea behind it. And I, being for 33 years in early childhood, I would never do anything to harm children or their childhood.
So Swati ma'am, I think what you've done is very pioneering, because everyone's talked about this from a primary, middle school perspective, and everyone eventually wants them to get into some industry. So coding actually is to our this generation what math was to what industrialization place. It wasn't a concept then. Numeracy wasn't important. It was only literacy. I think what you've rightly pointed out is the future. This book, in a way, is now helping these children control. Swati ma'am, I think that beautifully comes out. The simplicity in which you have explained in the book actually points it out and talks to the child. You are in control. Puts the onus on the children. And I think you've always said it's the child that's super intelligent. We as adults are all these clowns around trying to entertain. But I think it was brought out. Another question, and an important one. And, you know, as a fellow mother, well, mine is a 14-year-old. He loves to code as well. But I think you need to talk from an educator's perspective, especially to all the mothers, because we all like our, you know, glamorous words. Cognitive skills, computational thinking. Ye to life set hogi. Swati ma'am, can you explain to the audience of parents and teachers what this is and why Stanford leads these programs with the greatest amount of success at a PhD level? Where this is and why is this important, therefore, for little children?
So very importantly, especially in India and in many Asian countries, we are teaching children's brains what to learn. We are not teaching them how to learn. And what's going to help these children when they become corporate honchos or actors or get into literature, wherever, it's going to help them only if their brains know how to think. What to think is rote learning, which means somebody tells you something, you by-hearted it and you went and vomited it somewhere else, and then you are not sure what you spoke about. Today, if you are even in actors, Karanveer is an actor, method acting is something that is very famous, that you become, you understand the character, you get empathy with the character, so you will be able to emote it better. And if you see some of the television serials that Karanveer is so famous for, the characters are completely contrary to what he is in real life. But he did such a convincing job of it because he didn't just rattle the dialogues. He just didn't do what the director is telling him, aise haath hilao, aise ye karo. His brain was trained in how to learn and not what to learn. So any profession your child joins in, Neha is an engineer who's now into community building. So it's so important to understand that the most important aspect about this book is not computational thinking, it's not cognitive development, it's all of it. And I will tell you, Fatima, I'll just take one more minute. I'll tell you how I got interested in coding for years. 4 years back, I was researching on Froebel. Froebel is the father of kindergarten. It's from him, it's from this man whom we got the word kindergarten, who when afterwards in India, we changed it to KG. And kg also stands for kilograms, you know. So we thought that education is all about how heavy the school bag is. But the poor chap must be really turning in his grave. Kya kar diya ye Indians ne, you know. So father of kindergarten, he developed 13 gifts. Okay, in his lifetime, he developed 8. And then, of course, his followers developed the others. Gifts is just his name for a toy. And if you see Froebel's toys, his gifts, Karanveer, I will gift them to you for your daughter, because this toy, this gift, teaches children the most important skill, which is how to break things and then put them back together, how to create from the same toy, how to do maths from the same toy, and how to develop language with the same toy. So this is what Froebel devised. And when I got interested in Froebel, I said, oh my God, this is all coding which he's doing. 200 years back, this man developed these toys called gifts, and he actually was thinking coding. So I started developing my coding curriculum. You know, there was a comment here, somebody asked, how soon can we introduce coding? So in all our schools, we have 498 kindergartens in this country. 2-year-olds are doing from this book. So 2-year-olds are doing activities which they don't know is coding, but it's coding their brain to understand how to learn, because that's more important. What's the big fun when your 2-year-old is able to recite A, B, C, D, E, F, G, but doesn't know what these stand for? It's time for today's education to become more relevant to every age. And that is why this book is all about every skill that a child will need in life and in learning. This is exactly, if you see the activities in the book, they are all based in the house. You can do them in the home. You are doing it to help somebody. But ultimately what you are using, it's logic, mathematics, language, communication, computational skills. So it was we who thought कि technology अलग है और हमारा education अलग है. जागो भैया जागो, because today's world, technology and education are all interlinked. Look at what we are doing in lockdown. वही technology जिसको इतनी गाली देते थे हम लोग, we are right there in front of it the whole day, taking maza out of it, making TikTok videos. So it is very important that we understand. So I have no problem with TikTok videos. बनाओ भैया, जितने बनाने हैं बनाओ, but sensible to banao. That is where how to learn, rather than what to learn.
Okay, Swati ma'am, thank you so much, because if this generation that is going to decide our future has control, is a digital literate, has ability to come up with solutions, everything that you've just mentioned is 21st century skills: communication, collaboration, critical thinking, creativity. That did never came into our classroom. So Swati ma'am, my last question to you: is this now a recommended part of the syllabus that you would advise, as being the president of ECA, to your fellow school owners and principals, like the Podar group has already initiated? Is this the new normal for us as educators going forward?
So, Fatima, it's not new. That's what I'm trying to say. We already do reading readiness activities in the preschool, don't we?
Yeah.
We tell them which is big, which is small. We tell them, we use Montessori toys and we say put them from small to big, from thick to thin, from deep to high. Okay. So what was all this? This is just what coders use. These are the language that coders use. And that's all I have done. I have given it a fancy name called coding, but actually these are activities you were already doing in your early childhood classroom. I just saw a comment from somebody from Orissa that how do we introduce it in a preschool? Coding is something parents will not accept. But that's where my problem with educators is. If you are convinced about something and its impact on children, as educators, you should be able to convince and impress parents with it, not be fearful of parents about it. It's our job as educators to convince parents that look, इसमें ये अच्छी बात है और इसलिए हम लोग ये introduce कर रहे हैं. And it was already there in the classroom. Unknowingly, you are all doing coding with children. I have just now brought out the activities and linked it to the coding that older children and older people do. But it's very important that you cannot just start like, you cannot just say, oh, अच्छा 10 साल का हो गया अभी coding सिखाऊंगी. Coding का एक foundation होता है. I should be knowing the basics of it before I become a 10-year-old and start coding. So that is very important. It's through games. To anybody who's feeling reluctant about it, I would say buy this book, have a look at it, and I challenge you. If you say tomorrow that I did not like the book or that coding is very difficult.
In fact, I would like to pitch in here a little bit to adding on to what Swati ma'am said, because it's also about the parenting perspective. Swati ma'am, I feel even if the parents who are watching us right now and the kids are not interested in coding and don't want to pursue a career, like in your book also you mentioned about Steve Jobs, and we all know that Steve Jobs was not a star coder at Apple. In fact, he just quoted that, everyone should learn coding so that you can think better. So it's not about practicing coding, it's about getting exposed, just getting your kids exposed to these kind of beautiful books, and after that maybe you will develop that he's interested in this process. Absolutely. And I really like one more point, Swati ma'am, that today come what may, see, I go to a lot of panels where people say ki technology buri hai bachcho ko, and Swati ma'am, my point there. I've been very very blunt in saying that there is a technology support when it comes to effective parenting today. Today, even if we agree or we don't, we are all surrounded by robots. As you rightly said, Alexa, Google Home, our digital education classes. So let our kids be, just knowing the how part of it rather than just being exposed to it, because exposure can't stop. I'm sorry. What we can control is, like as Swati ma'am started in the first question, teach your kids to first control that robot. Tell them that they can control it. Today they should know the game is not controlling them, they are controlling the game. You'll not believe, I'll mention again, I keep quoting my beautiful kids that my boys have a phone when they turn 13, like they turned 13 only last year. I gave them a mobile phone without them asking, each of them one. And they keep their mobile phone in the cupboard, and whenever they have to just see something, they take it out and they keep it back. And trust me, I'm not like me and Hitesh are such parents. We've never even bothered to see what time are they spending on the mobile phone. But the kind of freedom, the freedom of controlling their own time and their devices have given them that kind of, I would say, beautiful courage to decide on their own time. And that's where I suppose the effective parenting comes in picture.
Absolutely.
I'd like to add.
Yeah,
something.
Karanveer.
So I come from that generation where I don't blame the technology.
Thank you.
I'm used to technology. I love it, in fact, for that matter. But I also know what it can do to the child. I'm also from that school where, like TJ and me, it was during this lockdown that we inculcated this trait for only specific time. So when Swati, you had said that parents blame ke hum to bacche phone chahiye, hum kuch nahi kar sakte. It's an excuse because they cannot control it. They want to be free from acha ro raha hai to de do phone. Let them cry. It's okay. They need to learn. Again, it is the way they're coding or decoding their language. I have understood these kids. I'm telling you, I'm decoding their languages. In this full 2 months, I've decoded kids. I say, you want to cry? Go ahead and cry. But I explain to them, I don't scream at them. I say, you've had the phone for so long. You only have phone when you eat food, because that's the only way they sit in one place. So I give that space to them. So when they're not eating food, they want the phone. I said, are you eating food? I said, no. And then they give the phone back. So, it's the responsibility you take towards the child. Like even this what you have created, this whole new, like it's like a paramount of space for kids to understand and to just learn something different. And I won't leave a stone unturned. I assure you that.
So Swati ma'am, actually towards the end of the book, the question that you've left a lot of the parents is, and I'm urging a lot of the parents to read the book, is interesting because it's actually an activity by itself. Go find the different technology assisted gadgets in the house. Imagine what fun that could be, because what they're doing is critical thinking, oh, does it require code, this was programmed, or this was, how did it come in? You've set them on a ball of thinking and discovery by the simplicity of Yash and Yashika figuring out what coding is and their parents guiding them through the narrative. I think you've opened up, like Karanveer has beautifully pointed out, a Pandora's box. Now parents can't complain. Coding, activity, STEAM, life skill, technology, all there in a book without a screen. Those were the thoughts, and Swati ma'am, a lot of parents that they couldn't wait, so they've downloaded some book. It's available on Kindle, through Amazon, of course. They've already read it, they love it. I think the feedback really is, it's simple, easy to understand, Swati ma'am, and that is strength. You decode it in a way that every parent can understand. On that note, I have some audience questions. These are not what have come up right now, but they have also come up through our social media handles. One question, and it can go to Neeraj and you, Swati ma'am. They're looking at a bilingual version of it. Is that on the cards? Will that be on the cards? How do you want to take that forward, Swati ma'am and Neeraj, if you can both answer that?
So I will go first because then the ball will be in Neeraj's court. Just this afternoon when I was going into the book again, I was just thinking, why couldn't we do it also in Hindi? Because to tell you the fact, when we experimented with the book and the activities, I had also done it with Balwadi children. So as ECA has about 100 Balwadis in Mumbai, We tried all these games with Balwadi children also, and it was amazing. So I felt even if the book can come out in Hindi, it would help a lot of children. And then of course in our country क्या होता है ना मालूम है जैसे हिंदी में निकालोगे मराठी में क्यों नहीं है गुजराती में क्यों नहीं है so that's a Pandora's box that Neeraj will
might
have
as well do it.
yeah
Right.
Karan,
So on
go for it.
right. So on this, I think yes, as Swati rightly mentioned, that if you do it in Hindi, you open up 29, 30 other languages and then one after the other. But having said that, the way I look at this book, probably it can go in every language. To answer the first part of it on the bilingual of it, so there are always two school of thoughts on bilingual books. And again, we are also still grappling with it in the sense, should we, shouldn't we? We've done a few bilingual books. A school of thought which says that it's good is because the parents who are not well conversant with the English language and the child who's the first generation learner, they both can enjoy the book together. The jury which says that bilingual books do not add that much value is because they say that it kind of goes into verbatim translation of words, which is always not very good for the child's brain to capture that verbatim translation, right? So I don't know whether we'll go for bilingual, but definitely other languages can be on cards and can happen soon. One more line that I would add on the previous point that we were making in terms of coding and how essential it is and all of those things. I would say that, look at this book as we've just kind of put it under the cover of one point by saying it as a coding book. It's actually talking about things that they are doing. So it's not introducing anything rocket science, right?
Yeah.
Even when we teach our kids how to brush their teeth, it is a form of coding because we tell them sequentially how to go about it. So guys, look at this book as something which is there in your day-to-day life. It's been just classified under coding. So it's no rocket science. So schools which are saying parents will not accept it, guys, let it be introduced in the right way. There is no parent who can object to it. There is nobody who does not introduce coding.
Neeraj, you brought me to that part of the book where Swati ma'am's actually illustrated. It's a bunch of pictures about bedtime. Now,
Yes.
it doesn't have time. It is irrespective of caste, gender, wealth, poor. Everyone goes to sleep and everyone has a routine. And that routine follows. That brush karke khate nahi hai hum. So there's a process involved. Yes. And that activity, and that is, like you've pointed out, coding. Yes. So guys, let's urge you all to read the book, to retain its simplicity. These little babies, devoid of technology, you have a chance and a shot at critical thinking. On that note, I'm going to get the closing comments from every panelist. This is your chance at a 4 and a 6. And I will a bit of on you because I will be deciding the awards basis of your performance in this last segment. So come up with your best one-liner, your best takeaway for all the listeners who've tuned in on a Thursday afternoon to listen to you all, starting with Iron Lady herself, Swati ma'am.
Okay, so my closing comments are that 45,000 children of Podar Jumbo Kids preschools are already using coding activities since the last 6 months in places as far off as Nandurbar, Jalna, so places which are tier 3 towns. Parents have accepted it beautifully because they have understood that this is nothing to do with, itna sikha rahe. It is actually fun-based learning. So I feel don't comment before you have seen the book. Don't make a judgment of the book before you have used the book, and you will fall in love with the book. And you will wait also for us when we release the 6 to 10 year book, because that's coming too. Today I've trapped Neeraj so that he can't go back on that. And friends, Karan Veer is not a person to just support anything. His support means a lot to me because he's very frank, he's very down to earth, and when it comes to children, he will never ever promote anything which is wrong. So my last comments about the book are, it is for children. If you don't give it to children, it's going to be the loss of that child and yours. So please buy the book and implement it with your children.
Okay, thank you so much. Powerful words. Neha, let's have you follow that powerful performance with your own version of your 4 and 6, and let's see how you do. And your takeaway for the audience tuning in.
Okay, so my last words would be that parents, after you expose that book to your kids and you read it with them because it's for younger kids, if you see that there's an extra pressure on the children, they are not finding it interesting, they're not finding it delightful, they're not finding something which they can go back and implement in their life, then take the book away from them. Because I'm sure you'll not go through any of them, because I've read it myself. I've made my 13-year-old read it, to understand the child's psyche. And I personally feel that if Swati Popat is doing something in education, you better buy it, okay? So that, I suppose, is the most powerful line, and I should take the trophy home.
No. I think I can beat
Karanveer,
yours.
wait. I'm saving the best for last with you. You're to play that slog over batsman now. Let's hear for the 4, the 6, or the bold now. Neeraj, over to you.
Right. So my whole thing for this would be that, look, remember, this is day-to-day activities that your child goes through, and teaching something to them through that. So there could be no better way to teach them from their routine activities. Secondly, if I was in the FMCG and I could find a way to give you a money back guarantee, this is the book I would give you on. That, go and buy it. If you don't like it, we'll refund your money. Or what more than that?
Wow, okay. Wow, Karanveer, you're under pressure.
No, I'm not. I'm
Karanveer.
very confident. Because what I'm going to do is,
Neeraj, I can offer my help here, because in our community, pre-cared articles are very much in demand. So if these mothers don't like it, I will take it on the community, and then we'll give it to mothers who really need it. So
Look, remember one thing. I'm a Marwadi, right? So I would only promise money back guarantee where I know there is going to be no taker after.
Yeah.
I'm a Marwadi myself. Okay, but I'm a Marwadi with a conscience. मुझे ऐसा कुछ देना लोगों के, you can, क्या इतना हमने मेहनत की है, why will we take it back? So my quote and my line would be this, that I will sell the book and take the prize. Yes. So the whole thing is, anybody can write a code for a computer, or rather that a computer can understand. But a good programmer like Swati Popat and Neeraj, they write a code that humans can understand.
Wow.
And this is what the book is all about.
Lovely.
Okay, on that note, Swati ma'am, sorry, I was going to reserve the man of the match for you, but I am saying I'm compelled to give it to Karanveer for that beautiful closure.
Fair and square. Karanveer is the
Yes.
man of the match.
It is beautiful because I think he summed up the essence of this book. This is going to save our future parents. This is going to help you bond with your children, work with your children. It's going to help you connect with them. This is learning in itself. Even if your child doesn't go to school, this book itself captures the entire learning in a nutshell. It's everything. So Karanveer actually, deserves this. Swati ma'am, you had some comments?
Yes. So Karanveer, I would just love for you to tell the audience your first thought when you saw the book.
So when you sent this book to me on a message, all I did was open the book, saw the cover, saw the next page, and I remember saying, "This, what an amazing book."
Wow.
Because I knew, because I was planning. So when you sent it to me, I think 2 weeks back, that's when the process with my kids had started about reading to them, like a process, like in a systematic way. First, eat food, then brush, then play for half an hour, then read a book, have milk, watch a movie with me, a little bit 15 minutes, and go to sleep. When you said this to me, I said, this is going to change their life, because I want my kids to be, as you said it correctly, that don't just, what did you mention? It was something amazing that
Don't just teach their brain what to learn.
Yeah,
teach them how to learn.
How to learn. That's right. And I was like, this, when you just said this line, I said that similar things on those lines I was thinking. I said, this is the best thing. I wish I had this, but it's never too late. I have it now.
How sweet. How sweet.
Neha, you said you wanted to relive your childhood.
There you go.
Yes. Thank you, guys. Suppose if there was a woman of the match, Fatima would have given it to me. I would say, Swati ma'am, that Fatima, that I wrote that as the first thing because, I was always interested in coding, but being an engineer. But when I pursued C++ and during my times and I was about to do my Java, I found it very complex. The entire, I mentioned also the entire rote learning, maybe the faculties, the curriculum, what we had that time, I suppose it was not very interesting or inviting. But when I saw the book, first impression was that maybe it's meant for older kids. And then I see a book of coding without a screen mention. It's so amazing. Swati Popat can do it. And then I saw those colorful pictures. And, my sister has a son who's in Kodar only. Swati ma'am knows him well. And anytime I see something of his age group, I relate with what will he say about it. And I found that he'll find it very, very interesting. He'll ask me to read it to him, time and again, every night, maybe, and that's what makes it more enjoyable for me, when the kids love what they have to do. So if my kid is, today dropping out of a class, which I've paid for the annual fee, I'll be a mother who will say, okay, and my kids know it. You can talk to them and they'll also address the same thing. Because I'm a person who's driven by the joy, what you bring in. Parents should bring joy to their kids and not these burden. So thank you. I feel it's a beautiful book. It will definitely bring a lot of joy.
I would like to thank Fatima for actually bringing out the essence of the book in the questions that she asked all of us. Really, you brought in the complete holisticness of the book, because whether you follow STEAM in your school, whether you follow MI in your school, whether you follow computers or don't follow, the book has everything for every kind of school curriculum, because it is meant for early years. And that's why everything connected to early years has been kept in mind. I would also like to share with the listeners that this work on coding I have shared at the University of Worcester, at the University of Florence, and to educators in Germany. So it is not something that is only validated in India. It has been validated globally. And that's why I said to Neeraj also that it's a global book. It's not just meant for Indian children. It's meant for children around the world. That's the most important thing that we must always say, that it's not made for a particular kind of children. It's meant for children in the age group of 4 to 6 years. Neeraj, thank you so much for publishing this book. And
Swati ma'am, I have a little incident to tell you about, which is very important and very pertinent. You know me, I will always do my research. I will always test it out so that I can mention all of that. This, like you mentioned, the Global Connect, there is a mommy group where there's a child in Australia, there's a child in England, and then there's a child in New York. And then there is this little Baba who's in India as well, in Mumbai. They've got a group going. And I tested this out by sending them the book. They can read, of course. So they read it to their younger brothers. They're taking responsibility, time off their parents as well. What was amazing is that they have actually, using that bedtime activity, they have created 5 different versions, which will be emailed to you. Because if scenario that they've got twists to it. So they've actually now said that what can we do more? Because this was their brothers and sisters, they're waiting for the book that you've already mentioned is on the cards for them, which are older kids. So you mentioned the Global Connect, it's happening. You didn't permission, but the book was sent, e-version copy.
Thank you.
You've got evidence that this is working, Swati ma'am. It's pioneering, it's brilliant, in need of the hour. You've got the nail again, firmly secured. And I thank God for saving the children, getting them ready for the future. Over to you, Swati ma'am.
Karanvi, I would like to urge you, if you try any of the activities with your daughters, if you can send me some documentation of the same,
I'm good at that.
In our research.
I'm good at documenting. In fact, on the contrary, not only I'll send it to you, I'll post it up also.
So sweet. Thank you so much. Neeraj, any words from you?
Yeah. So only thing I wanted to mention, which I told you this afternoon, Actually, normally anything that we put on Kindle, we put it with India rights, which is what happened to this book also. But only this afternoon we told them, open the global rights for it, because we've got the global rights, and let the book go to every part of the globe, because I think it's meant for all kids.
Thank
Right?
you.
And
Thank you so much.
and last but not the least, Fatima was doing a lot of awards. If I could propose an award, I think Fatima, I've been on various panel discussions, and sometimes I was called in as moderator, and I used to think, okay, I can do moderation. There's nothing much required there. After having met you, and this is the second time, I'll always quote that back to you. I have not come across a moderator who is as good. No, nobody even comes close to you. And after the time I met you the first time, anybody who calls me as moderator, I said, I'm not fit to be a moderator. I can't do any justice to the role of moderation.
So sweet.
Right? So
Really
you
well
are
done,
the
really
moderator
fun. So smoothly
Really
and
much.
of any panel discussion. So best moderator award goes to you.
Yay.
So the best things have happened for this book. We've got the best publisher. We've got the best chief guest. We've got the best chief guest to launch it. We've got the best moderator. And we've got the best panelist. Who better than Neha? So I think this book has
And the book
worked
and the
before
book has
now.
been
And the
written
author.
and the book has been written by the
the
mother
best
of early
programmer
childhood.
in the world.
Oh, actually, best programmer. Karanveer said it. The
Yes.
best programmer, the best coder.
Yeah, actually.
Thank you so much. And
Right.
thank you all of you. And Karanveer, I'm still very jealous of how you are looking.
Can I
Just
ask
not
the
fair.
DRS question though? I know there was no DRS, but can I ask the DRS question?
Yes, yes.
Boldo. But this
Right.
might actually turn into a mutual admiration society.
Yeah, it
No,
will.
my DRS question could be a googly for you too.
Acha. Boldo.
Right. So since you've been asking question, now it's our turn to ask your question. So
Hanji.
I see that you've got cricket is there. All cricket terminologies you understand. So was it that love for Ajit that led you to understand cricket, or was it the love for cricket that led you to Ajit?
Wait. Neeraj, I don't think you heard the moderator, what she said earlier. You didn't pay attention.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm willing to be cornered there.
Replied in spasht shabdon mein, my love for cricket.
Yeah.
Over to you,
I think
Fatima.
now why he's the chief guest. He listens, he's the perfect guy to launch the book.
Absolutely. I didn't think I love him as a chief guest because he's not, unlike other actors, he's not full of himself, He is so down to earth. I think if you have to explain the meaning of humble and down to earth, take Karanveer's example. Really.
I mean, मुझे शर्मिंदा कर रहे हैं कुछ.
Hi. So thank you everyone. And the question just came from the audience that when is the physical book available for shipping? So I'm sure Scholastic will start printing them as soon as lockdown is out and we are able to send out deliveries.
Yes.
Again, the physical book will be available on Amazon and very soon in the bookstores. We will be doing a physical launch also of the book as soon as we can. And we guarantee you, Karan will be there in his dashing self live and more people will be jealous. And Fatima would have become younger by then time. And
We'll be teaching coding to her.
And Neha would have become more of a diva because she is the real diva. And Neeraj, by the time, hopefully you'll have a beard.
No, he won't have a beard. He'll have
Go the
beards
other way.
down here because the handlebars are already
so
there.
the beard days are gone. As the lockdown began, I started off with a beard. Then I had to get rid of it. And then I tried this. So.
And Swati ma'am, your bindi will have to because everyone's loving your look.
I know the first comments were, ma'am, you're looking nice in a bindi. And I loved what Karanveer said. You look out of the 60s. I have to know, Karanveer, I was born in the 60s.
No, what I mean to say was like straight from Woodstock.
Okay.
Yeah.
And to all the 1,000 people who joined us on Zoom and the thousands who are joining us on our platforms of Unimo, Scholastic, ECA, Aper, and Podar Jumbo Kids. So it was almost a count of 30,000 people
Wow.
watching this entire thing,
That's
and
brilliant.
who are going to be now talking about coding, especially in the early years. So I can't thank
Ma'am,
you guys enough.
you should add another 14,000 on Unimo also watching you us right
Wow,
now. So it
wow.
makes us huge,
Super.
more than
Thank you
50,000.
so much. Thank you so much. And bye to everybody. And let's be in touch. And let's share. Karanbir, I'm waiting the photographs from you to come because I really want to add them in my research about how it works and how it doesn't work.
Oh, I will. I for sure will.
Because when a teacher does something with children on coding, she's trained to do it. But when a parent does something, that's when you get the true picture of whether it's working or not working. So thank you so much. Thank you, Karanbir, from the bottom of my heart. Thank you for being such a lovely person and a friend. Fatima, in love with you as a moderator. You kept the whole thing going. It didn't feel like a panel discussion. It felt like we're all having a cup of coffee and talking about something that we all love. Neha, thank you for being the community partner. You never say no, and that is what I love about you. And Neeraj, thank you for doing this book. Thank you for being always about early childhood, and we are looking forward to doing more books together. And thank you to ECA and Aper for becoming partners, both for the book and for this panel discussion, and to Podar Jumbo Kids and Podar for always promoting these kind of unique things and being so involved in bringing the right technology literacy for children. So thank you all. Thank you very much for being here today, and bye.
Thank you,
Bye.
ma'am.
Bye,
Thanks,
guys. Bye,
Fatima.
everybody.
Bye. Thanks, everyone.
Bye.
Bye. See you. Stay well.
Don't forget to buy it on Kindle. Okay? Bye.
Bye.
Bye-bye.